Guys, I am live and I happen to be on a new platform. So I am just winging this and seeing how it goes. So far, me and this new platform, we're having some relationship difficulties. But I have hope that with a little patience, it will work out in the highest good of everybody. So, hi guys. Couple of things. I wanted to share about the upcoming Changing Faces of Addiction summit that I am co-hosting with the beautiful and amazing Adrienne Tichy on September 21st at 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. But before I do that, I want to actually kind of give you guys some insight as to why Drew and I have done the midweek high vibes conversations and why we just recently quit it and how we show up in the world for ourselves, for each other, and for the people we work with. So, Drew and I have been having technical difficulties for the past few weeks while doing our show, Midweek High Vibe Conversations, and it stopped being fun. And so I said to Drew this morning, want to scrap the show? That's all I had to say is stopped being fun. And Drew was like, yeah, let's scrap it until we find an easier way to connect and get the show happening or to collaborate in some other capacity. Guys, that's what Drew teaches as a coach or an activation guide, an energy activation guide. And that is what I help to encourage and teach people as an addiction and mental health recovery coach. The reality is when it is no longer fun, when it does not feel good, you should feel confident to just walk away. And so often we stay in situations that don't feel good for us, that don't serve us, that don't fill our cups because of being afraid of how other people are going to respond or the logistics of dismantling whatever it is we want to walk away from, whether it be a marriage, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship. But the reality is when we don't walk away, we suffer. And when we suffer, we tend to numb out, whether we numb out with alcohol, whether we numb out with drugs, whether we numb out with mental health medications, whether we numb out with our phone. When we suffer, we don't want to sit in that suffering. And so we don't focus on that suffering. We just kind of detach from our lives, so to speak. And so that's why it is super, super important for me and Adrienne to be part of this amazing Changing Faces of Addiction Summit that's happening September 21st. So that way we can teach people not only how to recognize the signs of addiction and mental health challenges because they're synonymous with each other, but also I personally am passionate about teaching people how to recognize when they are in a situation or they're holding on to a belief, a habit that no longer serves them and keeps them in suffering, which then leads to those addictive behaviors and choices that really don't nurture, support, or serve you. At the end of the day, if it's not causing you to be excited about living, if it's not causing you to be joyful about waking up in the morning, if you're not feeling alive and excited for what's to come, then you're not really experiencing the life that we're all entitled to live. I mean, it is our given right as a human being to live in joy, to live in abundance, to live in connection, to live in unconditional love. And if we don't experience that, we sit in suffering. And when we sit in suffering, we may not know why. And so we numb out. We lean into things that cause us more suffering rather than getting the support that can help us start to lean into things that feel more nurturing and supportive for us. And that's why the Changing Faces of Addiction is something that I am incredibly honored to be a part of. Adrienne Tichy's dream child. This was her, baby, and she trusted me enough to take part in it. So I'm so grateful. But really, at the end of the day, it's Adrienne, it's myself, it's the 12 speakers showing up because we understand how important it is to have the conversation around addiction, have the conversation around struggling with mental health issues, whether it's depression, anxiety, um, you know, OCD, ADHD, any of the numerous things that we could talk about, right? And then start to get strategies, tools, connections. Learn that we're not alone, that our loved one can be supported by us and others. And just really that connection, that support, and that is why we're really excited about this summit. And then to bring it full circle, right? Drew is a beautiful example of somebody I have a very healthy relationship with. Instead of giving me a hard time or pushing back on my decision to no longer take part in midweek high vibe conversations, he recognized and honored that it no longer brought him joy either. And so we just were able to speak our truth. And there wasn't this made up story that he was wrong or I was wrong or we needed to do all these things to no longer take part in the show. We just recognized, oh, this isn't fun anymore. And we're walking away. And that's really what I want to encourage you all to do, is if it is not bringing you a monicum of joy, if you are in an experience where you oftentimes feel guilt, shame, regret, unfulfilled, whatever that experience is, whether it's in a work environment, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's a commitment you made. I've walked away from clients. Hell, clients have walked away from me, right? Not because I don't want to serve them, but if it is not bringing, if it's not moving forward, if I'm not able to show up in joy and love and peace and gratitude for that, then it's not in the highest interest of either one of us. And it's out of the utmost love and gratitude for the person and for myself that I easily walk away. So I very, very much hope that you guys consider joining the summit on September 21st at 10 a.m. And I hope that you would also consider uh, signing up for VIP access. You will be gifted a bunch of different things, but I know for myself, I created a meditation that I've already gotten feedback on. I'm going to let you guys know it is not done perfectly. And I did that perfectly because part of not feeling guilt and shame, guys, is to recognize that we're humans having a human experience. And if I deliver something crisp and clean and something I put together and hem and hot over for hours to make sure that it was perfect, then for me personally, I feel like you know, not honoring the message that I share with everybody in the first place, which is show up messy, show up real, show up unapologetically you. Sure, you're gonna shed people. I'm certainly not for everybody, but I attract a lot more people who want to be around somebody who's authentic and unapologetically messy, and that to me is the best connection I could ever ask for. So looking forward to seeing you guys. If you want any information or have any questions, please reach out to Adrienne, tag her in this post, or myself, and we'll be happy to get you that information. And if any of the speakers are watching this, I would be happy to interview you guys to help you guys share why you're passionate about being on this summit on the 21st. Until next time, guys, big love. Keep shining brightly. Remember, you are worthy of your own love. And I love you.